안녕하세요. Hello. I just wanted to do a short video to give everybody an update on what's been going on. Um, as you can see, I have this little clip of Tyon here queued up. I'm going to use it to sort of go over the things that happened because I'm pretty sure I got the same um, type of illness that Tyon had earlier this year. This was on the tour, right? And basically on Sunday, almost a week ago now, I woke up. I felt like a little bit off, but not like sick. I thought maybe I had some allergies or something going on. So I had a little bit of congestion down here in the chest and everything. And I felt a little bit like just a little bit off, right? But not bad. No, I was like, okay. So I thought, well, maybe this will go away, if I just wake up and start doing things and all of that. So I got up and I did my normal thing. And I had planned on going to the gym. So I got up and I did that, and I was at the gym. I finished an entire workout, but well, I think I did about 30 minutes of just walking on the treadmill, and I was okay. Felt all right. And then the squat rack was open, so I decided, okay, I'm gonna do some squats today. And after my second set, I was like, oh, something is not right. I was really, really tired. Like, I shouldn't have been that tired, you know what I mean? But I could just tell, like, something was way off. It was like, oh, okay, this is not, no, I shouldn't be that tired already. I should have some more energy in me. And then I continued on. I was probably there for like a couple of hours, and then, I said, okay, it's time for me to go home. And on the way back, I could already feel like some symptoms, I guess, like starting to set in. And by the time I got back here, I was like, oh wow, I'm not, I'm sick. Like, it's just, I got something, right? Like I said, I certainly do, for sure. It was very clear at that time. And it was really strange because this video right here, right, with this clip with Tyan, I found it just randomly, like, when I got back and I started to feel this onset of symptoms. And so I was kind of just like, understanding that I was getting sick with something, and I just kind of wanted to like relax for a little while, look at some things on Twitter or whatever, and just try to distract myself, I guess, right? And so I randomly just happened to find this clip, right? And it was so strange because and you could probably tell with my voice or the way I sound right now, I'm still dealing with a lot of congestion up here. I definitely still have like chest congestion also, so there's still some coughing. I'm taking my medicines and stuff, but I'm definitely not out of the woods yet. But I'm way better than what I was a week ago, right? Like it was a very intense onset of symptoms. But let's take a look at this and let's see what Tyon says about it, right?
오랜만이죠, 라이브. 저는 휴스턴 콘서트 2일차 끝나고 왔습니다. 그래서 화장 얼른 지워야 되는데 지우기 전에 잠깐 라이브 하고 지우려고요.
Okay, so this
저
is
이제 괜찮아요, 여러분. 걱정해 주셔서 감사합니다.
so there was this is the second day of the Houston concert date, right? Because they did 2 shows that day. So this is in other words, Houston as a venue is pretty much been completed at this point, right? So she's getting on and giving an update also and saying that
진짜
once his
원스들이 걔들순 다현 다현이 아프지
everybody was
말라고
telling her to be
엄청
okay.
응원해 주시고 기도해 주셔가지고 나왔어요. 지금 진짜 다 나았어요. 지금 되게
So she's
건강해요.
all good now, right?
감사해요, 진짜로. 걱정해 주셔가지고 제가 아마 시애틀 때
So the
맞아요.
Seattle
그때
concert
공연을 준비하려고 하는데 컨디션이 너무 안 좋아서
condition was
검사를
really
했는데
bad, and she took
두 줄이
a
나와가지고
test
진짜
and it came
심장이
out positive.
내려앉았어요. 진짜 당장 콘서트 해야 되는데 와 이거
This is for the
어떡하지?
virus,
결국에
right?
이제 바로 왔죠. 바로 따로 차 타고 정연
So
언니랑
she went to
둘이
the hotel
와서
with
진짜
Jangyeon.
계속 호텔에만 있었어요. 저는 지금 미국 온 지 2주 조금 넘거든요. 근데 다른 멤버들 이제 마트도 가고 쇼핑하러도 가고. 근데 저는 진짜 정말 편의점도 안 가고.
So she's
진짜
saying she didn't do anything, right? She
호텔 공연장, 공항 호텔 공연 이렇게 장소를.
so she didn't go out and do stuff. All she ever did was from the airport go to the hotel, from the hotel go to the venue, and back to the hotel, and then back to the airport to go to the next date. So she's saying that she wasn't like going out and doing things and being around people, but she still managed to contract the illness despite that, right?
전혀 밖에 나가지도 않았는데 와 진짜 너무 속상했어요. 진짜 너무 속상했어요. 근데 날이 갈수록
But
아픈
as the day
거예요.
passes, she got
열도
sick.
막 고열도
She had a
나고
high
막
fever,
머리도 아프고
headaches, runny
너무
nose.
재채기도 나고
She was
목도 엄청
sneezing,
따갑고 기운이
severe
없고
sore throat,
땅이 나를
had no
끌어들이는
energy, and
느낌?
felt like the ground is
일어설
pulling me
수가
down.
없었어요.
So I didn't know, what it was that I was dealing with at the time. But when I saw that part and she was basically listing the symptoms of it, I was like, okay, the fever, the high temperature, check. The bad headaches, okay, check. I had like really bad body aches too, and I didn't have the sore throat yet or really much runny nose. My congestion is still very dry. I don't have like a lot of stuff, but and then not having any energy and feeling like the ground is kind of sucking you down or whatever, like holding you down. And I said, oh man, that sounds like exactly like what I'm feeling at the time. So I was like, wow, what a trip, and so I was pretty certain that I knew what was going on, and that at the start, like once these symptoms kicked on, it was a very, very intense onset, like which I don't even if you could like know that okay, there's probably a pretty good chance, because I had no idea. Just like she's all I did was go to work, come home, go to sleep, get up, go to the gym, come home, go to work. I mean, like I don't go anywhere either, really. I mean, just like the same 3 places. That's it. And so, I'm like, well, I probably caught it at work or something like that. But the fever was really, really intense. It was a high fever, and it just didn't, you know, go. It didn't break, like, for a few days, right? The first 3 days or something. And I think that the headache is also sort of because of the fever, but it was very, very strong. It was very, it was too difficult to focus on anything. I didn't even know like what time it was. Time was passing. You couldn't really sleep. I was falling asleep a little bit, but the my head was pounding just too much. Like it wasn't really good sleep or whatever. I was just sort of in and out. Um, and then I also the fever was strange because it wasn't. Like my whole body was burning up. Like it wasn't like you just have it going on up here in your head and you go like this. You go, okay, feel kind of warm. Like everything, like my legs, like my back. Put my hand on my back like this, and it was hot, like really hot to the touch. My torso, I go like feel right here. It was really hot, super hot. And my neck, the back of my neck, just like cooking, just burning up, man. Oh man. and and then I think that also, there was body aches that went along with that. And it was really, really just a very strong onset of symptoms, where it was kind of like, okay, uh, I'll say that whatever, because I guess I can only speak for myself. Although the symptoms, that my situation felt like it was exactly the way that Diana was describing hers, right? But I think that the important thing was, like, I didn't freak out or I didn't panic or whatever. I was just like, wow, uh, this is some strong stuff, man. Like this is really, really not anything light, and I just kind of like, went with it. You just kind of let go and say, okay, well, this is the way the symptoms are hitting me right now, and so ain't nothing I can do about it. I'm just gonna ride this one out, right? I mean, I took Tylenol and stuff to try and manage the fever. Started taking some cough syrup also, just because of the congestion. And I would actually like hop in the shower. I would take my temperature and I'd be like, man, I'm burning up. I got this fever. So then I'd take some Tylenol and I would go hop in the shower. And I would just stand under the cold water for, several minutes or whatever. And you could feel it, like, you could feel it cooling off, like from the outside. The cold water would hit my head and actually warm up as it was, pouring down over me and all this. And then it took a few minutes before it was like, okay, now I'm starting to cool off because of the water, as opposed to the water warming up because of my feverish head or whatever. And so that's the way I just kind of, you know, d- uh, dealt with it, like, for the first couple of days. It was very difficult to do anything. I didn't really eat a whole lot. Couldn't. There was no, like, feeling hungry. Um, I think that the symptoms are so strong, and the body's just like the immune system is just turned all the way up to try and fight off the infection. So there's no, like, uh, it doesn't really care about eating or whatever, right? Like, it's not. I made myself eat. Like, I I forced myself to. consume something, right? Like I had some oranges. Uh, I think on the first day I ate some oranges, and then later on I managed to eat some ramen. Uh, and then the next day was similar. I had some soup, some chicken soup, but I made myself eat it because I was not getting any feelings of hunger or anything like that at all. My body was like, no, too busy trying to fight off this infection, and so um, yeah, I forced myself. I just sort of, I just sort of, it's just willpower, It's just like I'm gonna be all right. Um, let's see.
진짜 아예 거의
I felt like I was
정말
a zombie.
좀비처럼
Yep, and that's why I
이렇게
said that
정말
in my
계속
post, right?
뭐 엎드려 있고 막 이랬었어가지고
I kept laying on my
링게를
stomach.
맞고
She had some IV
달랐어요.
treatment, which was good.
콘서트 당일에도 사실 컨디션이 좋지는 않았어요. 근데 이제 제가 리허설을 하는데 설 힘조차 없는 거예요. 그래서
Yep.
난 너무 하고 싶은데 나는
She had
콘서트
no
너무 하고
energy to even
싶은데
stand.
꼭 해야 되는데 그래서 리허설을 어찌 마치고 이제 콘서트 7시 반에 시작해야 되는데 옷 갈아입어야 되는데 옷을 갈아입을 수가 없는 거예요. 일어날 수가 없어서
She couldn't stand
그래서
up to change
제가
into the outfit.
막 울고 있으니까 왜냐면은 머리가 너무 아파서
Still having the bad headaches.
아무것도 할 수 없는 거예요. 근데 나는 너무 하고 싶은데 이
the
몸은
thing
안
about it-
따라주고 원스를 너무 만나고 싶은데 막 너무 진짜 너무 속상했어요. 그래서 이제 매니저 언니는 제 상태가 너무 안 좋으니까 이 상태로 무대 절대 못 쓴.
And the thing about it was because like I said, I saw this video the day that I started getting sick, right? And I just knew, well, it made me think about the Dallas concert when I saw it twice, and we were not expecting for Taeyeon and Jonghyun to even perform. We didn't think they were going to, right? But they ended up, actually performing, and they went on stage, and even Taeyeon for her solo stage, because hers is one of the first ones of the night for the concert, and everything that she did was like perfect. You couldn't even tell that she was sick or anything. You know what I mean? Like she was that good. Like there was no indication that she had been dealing with anything. She just went out and performed. And so I just kept thinking about that, and I was like, you know what? I'll be all right. I'll be good, because if Taeyeon can go out despite feeling like this, like the stuff that was going on, which I, understanding it now, like the way I felt, I was like, holy, how did she do it, man? Like how did she go out there and pull any of that off, man? But she didn't. She did it, man. And that was really like a sort of a motivating thought, right? Just the idea of it, that she can overcome any of the symptoms or whatever, and just go out and give like this really, really incredible performance. It was perfect. I mean, everything, everything that she did.
중요하다고 쉬자고 계속 말씀을 주셨는데 제가 하고 싶다고 해가지고.
But for my own experience now, like I said, it's been about a week. I think by Wednesday, I was no longer having headaches, and my fever has started to break and started to decrease. It wasn't completely gone, but it was close to like just being normal temperature again. That's when I started to have more of the coughing symptoms and some congestion, like more of that stuff going on. Also, a little bit of a sore throat. Also, um, and the obviously I still have the congestion now. Now that it's Saturday, um, and I have my throat is a little bit sore, right? But the most annoying part is that I still feel that like I have no energy, kind of, like this stuff. I feel really tired, even though I haven't done anything, like I've literally just been here. I could hardly do anything for the first like 2 or 3 days. I just laid in bed and try to keep my temperature down, make myself eat, and that was it. And since I've been able to do a little bit more, I haven't been overdoing anything really, or I might sit up and watch something, or play a game or something, and I take the dog outside to walk her for a couple minutes and then come back in. But despite that, I still feel like really, really tired. First, like I just don't. I'm not able to refill on energy, right? Like, so you could. Before it was like I could sleep, I could eat, I could sleep, I could rest, and then okay, I got some energy, and then maybe the next day. This always just, every day I just wake up and I feel, I feel better. Like when I woke up today, it was the best that I have felt since, I got sick or whatever, since a week. Um, but I still just don't have any energy. Like I don't know. It's a weird, it's an annoying thing, right? That's the thing. It's like it's super annoying. Um, but I should be I should be better, completely over it pretty soon. I don't know. I can't say for certain, right? watched this video and she said it took a while, and it was. I'd have to look at the tour dates, but this was, so it would. They did Seattle, and then I think the Oakland tour date was after that. No, was it? I can't remember. Because I think it was. I can't remember. They did the show in L.A., right? And then it was either, so it would make sense if it was Oakland and then Seattle, but I think it was Seattle then Oakland, because there was one date where they didn't perform. I could have sworn it was the Oakland date. So maybe they went up and then started heading south again. But at any rate, there's, so that was she started feeling sick, and there was another date where they didn't perform, and then there was the Dallas show right after that. So there was 5 days too, from I guess when they tested for it, and then the Dallas date, because people were speculating that maybe they would be able to perform because of this 5 day sort of inoculation period or whatever. And so then there was the Dallas date, and then I think it was maybe the following weekend, or that weekend or something, because when I saw them in Dallas, it was on a Wednesday. And so the Houston concert, I think that was the following, like Saturday, Sunday after that, right? But I think it's like a time frame of roughly 2 weeks, you know what I mean? Like, so from the time that she started feeling sick to this video where she's saying that she's, back to normal and feeling okay and all that. So going off of that, it'll probably take me another week before I'm like starting to feel like back to normal, I guess. because I'm pretty sure this is exactly the same, you know, strain or whatever, right? I think it's a pretty good match, um, as far as the symptoms and all of that. So, um, um, but I just wanted to give an update. Also, there's so many things. Of course, this had to happen on the week of Gio's solo. You know, which I haven't. Of course, I haven't forgotten about it. So I really want to do all this stuff, but right now I won't. You know, I'll probably, if I try to do a reaction, I'll probably start coughing and stuff, and I just don't want to be too distracted by all of this. You know, if I'm gonna try and make a video, be terribly annoying. Um, you know, and that for anyone, you know, like I want to, if I want to do Gio's uh, album and video and all that, and I do, but I want to be able to really give it my attention, as well as so many others. There's Espa, and there's Stacy, and there's well, like there's so many things going on this week, and so I'll get to them. Um, I just had to, you know, give this some time to pass. That way, uh, you know, I can really focus on what it is that I'm doing. Cause, yeah, I just don't want to do something like feel like not having any energy, and then maybe having to stop because I'm coughing, or, yes, you know, just I'm like, it's not. It makes it not fun. You know what I mean? So. Um, I'm still looking forward to all of that stuff, and I do want to just say thank you to everybody for all your concern and well wishes, and you know, I really appreciated it a lot. You know, it was very cool. You know, I initially just made the post because A2K and all the other things, right? That I made that post because I wasn't going to be able to do the video that day, and I just knew it. I wasn't in the right condition for creating anything, and so yeah, so I put that post out, and you know, everybody's responses are overwhelmingly positive, of course, and so it definitely helped me out a lot. Um, you know, just giving me some bolstered my spirit some, you know what I mean? As I have said, you know, I'm just trying to get through this on sheer willpower, you know, and some medicine and some vitamins and all of that too. But for the most part, I just thought about Taeyeon and how she was able to overcome it, and I said, you know what? I'll be able to overcome it also, and so yeah, I just wanted to give an update though, and say thank you, and let everybody know that I'm all right. You know, everything's gonna be all right, and I'll get back to it as soon as I can. I would just at least like to be able to get through a video without worrying about the symptoms being distracting, and also to have feel like I have a little bit of energy. You know what I mean? That definitely would make it a more enjoyable experience. So, um, if I feel better, you know, tomorrow or the next day or whatever, as soon as I'm like, if I wake up and I'm like, oh man, I'm okay again, you know, like you know, it might take until the, another week. In other words, right? I'm just going off of what Tyons has explained in her case as kind of like an example, right? Um, it may take up to another week before I get there, but if it happens like you know, tomorrow, the next day, I'll start, you know, in on all the stuff that I need to catch up on, and then plenty of stuff that I definitely want to check out And so that's it for now. I just wanted to you know, touch base with everybody and let you know that I'm well on my way to recovering. You know, I'm well on my way to just being back to normal again. But this virus is very persistent. It's not. I'll say this. It's not the most sick I've ever been. Right, like overall. Like if I look at the entire thing, the entire experience, I've been a couple times in the past, like with basically feeling more sick, right? But the thing about this one is that this a couple of your symptoms, they come on a very very severe and very very quickly, right? And so those are kind of a bit overwhelming, um, and so you gotta control that as best you can so that you can get past it and then start to, you know, uh, clear yourself out. That's kind of what the stage I'm in now. The coughing and all that other stuff is just this. My body's trying to get rid of this, right? It needs to get rid of it. It can't do anything with it. So the immune system having run its course, and now it's the coughing and this other stuff, and that's just my body really trying to get it out. And so once it's out, it'll be back to business as usual. And man, I can't wait for it because it's been so it's been it's been difficult to see, you know, everything that's going on is getting posted, everything with Geo and everything with that, you know, like there's so many things, and I'm scrolling through and I'm seeing like all the dance challenges, and I was like, dude, I'm missing out on so much fun right now, you know what I mean? And so I'm excited to be able to get in on everything and experience it. uh, there's a couple of album reviews in store, and then some a whole bunch of videos from this past week alone. So that'll be fun. It'll be fun, and yeah, I promise I'll be back as soon as I am able to. So that's all for now, and take care of yourselves, and don't get sick. You know, make sure you are in good health, and you know, take your vitamins and eat well and drink water and all that good stuff, because it's worth it. It'll help in any. If you're healthy, then you just keep on being healthy. But even if you should, you know, end up catching something, the better you know, the better condition that you're in, the better you take care of yourself leading up to that, you'll be able to handle it like more readily than otherwise if not. So take care of yourselves, all right? I'll see you very soon.